Indeed, I'm alive and well on a Thursday morning. Good morning, good morning. A wonderful Thursday. Good morning to you. Those of you here at home across the region and other parts of the diaspora, it's a wonderful, a terrific Thursday morning, the 11th day of the month of November. You're waking up to the unrelenting voice there, the timeless, scintillating sound of Celine Dion in the morning time, reminding you that you're alive on a Thursday morning and that you're here and you've been chosen to see this very day, at this very time, at this very moment of your existence. I'm Joseph Cadore, and welcome to Good Morning Grenada. I'm certainly happy and hoping that you had yourself a really restful night and you're about for the demands and asking of another great day. Today begins and represents the start of the rest of our lives. Whether we want to believe it or not, it is here for the taking, and we have to embrace it with both arms as we move forward. We're moving forward as we add to our vocabulary on this day, and the word for today, which is a noun, and it is bevy. The word of the day, bevy, and it is spelled B-E-V-Y, bevy, and it refers to a large group or collection. So a large group or collection. For example, a bevy of girls. Yes? So, what do you call a group of crows, or swine, or leopards? Well, well-educated members of the medieval gentry seem to have been expected to know the answers. A murder of crows, a sounder of swine, a leap of leopards. They would also have expected you to know that bevy referred specifically to a group of deer, quail, larks, or young ladies. Scholars are uncertain as to why bevy was chosen for those groups, though they have theories. What is known for sure is that the bevy first appeared in the 15th century and was used as a highly specific collective for many years. Today, however, bevies can include anything from football players to toaster ovens. The word for the day is bevy. B-E-V-Y. And that's the word for today. It is bevy. We're also going to give you the thought of the day, because every day we try to inspire you and say to you that negativity is when you always think of why it's going to fail. What is negativity? Negativity is when you always think of why it's going to fail. Positivity is when you always think why it's going to work. Today, I implore you to change your mindset. Change the results. You trade in positivity for negativity. Today we adopt a positive mental attitude where we adopt the positive characteristics and we eliminate negativity from our lives. The thought of the day. Well, what's happening today? As you go through the day, you probably would need to know that the registration of fishing vessels, that exercise continues today, an exercise that's put on by the Fisheries Division. That exercise, yes, it continues today, and you would want to know that they're up in Waltham and St. Mark today. Also happening today and tomorrow, today's the start of a free scoliosis clinic, and that conversation we're going to get deeper into it later on in the morning when we speak with the executive director of the World Pediatric Project, Miss McIntosh. That conversation comes up then. But that clinic takes place today at the General Hospital, today and tomorrow. And certainly it is open to children and young adults up to age 21. So, but you'll get additional information regarding that later on in the morning. I haven't seen the COVID, which is probably good news. I would assume they said no news is good news, but we have not seen the latest COVID update. I'm not sure if anybody were able to put their hands on it, but I have not been able to find it from my regular sources. But certainly vaccination and testing continues today. One of the regular sites that's available every day today, Thursday, is at the Kirani James Stadium, and you access through gate B all of the health centers, yes, all of the health centers across the nation. And today, vaccination is also available at SAMS from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. and at the Guelph Polyclinic from 9 this morning to 3 in the afternoon. You can also make appointments at Dr. Francis Martin's office on Grenville Street. He's available Monday to Fridays, 8 to 2 p.m. and on Saturdays from 9 until 3. 9 until 12 noon, sorry. That's on Saturdays. Please know that you must call to make appointments before you visit any of the health centers. As you can well appreciate, given the issues of limited spacing and the COVID-19 protocols. The COVID-19 hotline, you can give them a call, 458-4787. And the numbers, well, 458-FLOW. Yeah, easy numbers for you to remember. 458-FLOW 538 4787. That's the digital number. So the COVID hotline, that's the numbers that you have to keep in mind. By the way of information, as you go to the day, the Grenada Cooperative Bank Limited informs customers that its ATM service at Church Street, St. George will be interrupted from 5 p.m. tomorrow, that's November 12th, to 9 a.m. on Tuesday, November 16th. This is to facilitate the installation of their new and upgraded teller machines. The Co-op Bank apologizes for any inconvenience this may cause. However, the installation will provide you, our most valued customers, with enhanced services and a better ATM banking experience. Please note that the disruption will be limited to the ATMs at Church Street only. ATM transactions can be conducted at any other Conex ATM island-wide during the period. Just a bit of information for you as you go through the day. We keep it around the clock, 16 minutes on to the hour of 7 o'clock in the morning time. 7 o'clock workers, you better well be on your way as we get ready for the morning edition right here on Classic. For our viewers on television, you get a rebroadcast of the top stories from last evening. And certainly we say good morning to those of you that chimed in via Facebook and on other social media platforms, be it YouTube, and certainly those of you that's on the World Wide Web at www.gbn.gd. It's another day as the nation's children, they make their way out to school. I want to encourage you parents, reminding you that you have a responsibility to take care of your children. Straight and simple. COVID-19, still an ever-present threat. Wearing of the mask and the use of sanitizers and practicing of social distancing. It's imperative that you stick to those protocols so as to ensure that we maintain our low numbers. Yeah? We went from the top of the mountain, we right down to the valley in terms of numbers, and that's where we want the numbers to stay. The morning edition comes up next right here on Classic 105.5 and 105.9 on the FM band.
Grenada Police Force has arrested and charged 2 teenagers for the alleged robbery of a supermarket in Victoria St. Mark last month. Cherian Blackman Stephen has those details.
2 18-years-old are on thousands of dollars bail after an alleged armed robbery of a supermarket last month. The robbery was captured on camera. Police say Aaron Chase, 18 years old, of River Sally St. Mark, and Alvin Jerome, 18 years old, of the same parish, were brought before the Guelph Magistrates Court on Monday, charged in connection with the alleged robbery of a supermarket at Victoria St. Mark on October the 30th.
Wait, sneaky the teeth in? They must wear gloves? not to get fingerprint. You only go on one hand.
However, the lawmen believe this is not the teenager's first illegal act. The young men were charged for robbery with violence, while Chase received an additional charge of robbery with violence in connection with a separate incident that allegedly occurred on May 27th at the Victoria gas station. Both Aaron and Alvin were granted bail in the sum of $10,000 and $7,000 respectively, and are scheduled to make their next court appearance tomorrow, November the 11th. Cherian Blackman-Stephen, GBN News.
And we are now going to a news story for which we issue an advisory. The images that we are about to display could prove to be very disturbing to some people with varying sensitivities. As such, viewer discretion is strongly advised. Again, viewer discretion is advised. And now to that story. It relates to a domestic dispute which occurred on the sister isle of Carriacou on Tuesday. Police have remained tight-lipped on a serious altercation between two families in Carriacou that left two people hospitalized with injuries. Up to news time, police told GBN News they were not in a position to divulge information to the media as they were awaiting a report relating to the incident. The alleged altercation involves a mother and a brother and a father and his new wife. GBN will continue to follow this story and bring you more details as they come to hand. Meanwhile, becoming one of the best in the legal profession depends on the journey and road chosen. Words of wisdom issued during the recent admissions to the bar, which saw 8 lawyers being inducted. Justice Paula Guilford admonished the young attorneys to always remember the great significance of the instruments of their profession hold. Here's Gerard Joseph with that one.
As 8 lawyers began their legal journey via the admissions to the bar, Justice Paula Guilford, who presided over the event, held virtually, cited the importance of being knowledgeable of the Legal Professions Act. The Act, she said, should be the lawyer's legal Bible, which encapsulates the values of competent representation and striving to promote justice, fairness, and morality. Justice Guilford strongly hinted at the sections which governs a lawyer's professional practice, accounts, and consequences to failing to comply with the rules governing a client's accounts.
It is important that in your practice, you always remember that the monies you receive on behalf of your client are not yours and will not be yours. If you collect monies for the benefit of your client, then it means that it is not yours to spend, borrow, or keep. So I urge you to take your fiduciary role as an attorney at law seriously, especially your role regarding your client's account.
The highest levels of integrity and professionalism, she noted, to the young attorneys must be used when representing clients.
At the same time, you must remember that your words are your bond to the court, your colleagues, and your client. It is essential that you safeguard your credibility and maintain a high standard of competency. Always remember your duty to the court, your client, your colleagues, and yourself. Always be ready to assist the unrepresented and voiceless. For this is one of your professional responsibilities.
Quoting the words of Janet Reno, former United States Attorney General, Justice Guilford impressed that being a lawyer is not only a career, but also about public trust and giving back to the community.
Engaging in such aid would assist you to fulfill your obligation to your community and eliminate the perception that lawyers are dishonest, selfish, and money hungry. We all know this is far from the truth. Therefore, it is imperative that you exemplify what are the true characteristics of everyone who joins this noble profession. In doing so, you will receive a high level of satisfaction in giving back to your community.
As the culture shifts to virtual courts, she admonished the new attorneys to the bar to not forget the human side and to not think of their clients as just a virtual face. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
Congratulations to all. NDC is seemingly hitting on all full cylinders, and according to its political leader, the party will, in the coming weeks, seek to finalize potential candidates and officially enter into campaign mode. However, issues which have been on the burner continuously for the party are now being inherited by Deacon Mitchell as he assumed leadership 1 week ago. These issues surround the electoral process. Here's Gerard Joseph once again.
Deacon Mitchell says the National Democratic Congress intends to engage in an education plus questions and answers campaign to ensure Grenadians know everything there is to know about the electoral process. Critical to the campaign, he says, will be reporting by citizens on issues encountered at the parliamentary election offices.
I've already gone to offices and they're not open at 9 o'clock when they should be open. You come back sometimes at 10, they're not open. There have been issues of cameras not working. You should be getting back, according to the electoral office, your ID card in 2 weeks. In some instances, it's taking a month. And I'm highlighting those because the media, the fourth estate, needs to pay attention to these issues.
Mitchell is now seemingly fixated on resolving the issues before the next general election, constitutionally due in 2023.
We intend to educate our citizens, not just NDC members, all our citizens, because the electoral process belongs to us. We need to ensure that it is robust. We need to ensure that it is fair. We need to ensure that it's not manipulated, because at the end of the day, we need to ensure that the integrity of our electoral process is unquestionable.
NDC's leader says it is important that we not take for granted our democracy, privileges and liberties, which must be guarded jealously.
And the electoral process is one of those privileges that we have, and we need to ensure it was fought for by our foreparents, and we need to ensure that that is something we preserve for all eternity.
GBN contacted the Parliamentary Elections Office for a response to the concerns expressed by Deacon Mitchell. However, up to news time, calls to the office went unanswered, despite being told at first that a confirmation for an interview will be forthcoming. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
One Grenadian has taken the spice of the Caribbean to Canada, which has earned her a Best Gold Caribbean Restaurant Award. GBN's Chrislina John has been in conversation with the awardee and shares the family story.
Aunt Jean Creams was voted Best Gold Caribbean Restaurant by Hamilton Spectator newspaper readers. ACJ won in the Caribbean cuisine category. Proud owner Aunt Jean, as she's affectionately called, is of Grenadian roots.
Carol Jean Caliste, born in the village of Concord St. John's and later moved to Paddock St. George, she later migrated to Canada, where she now resides.
A cheerful Aunt Jean spoke to GBN in an exclusive interview on Wednesday about her Caribbean background and love of Caribbean meals created from recipes lovingly passed down by her Grenadian mother, older brothers, Mikey, who is known as the Corrigoat champion, grandmother, Trinidadian aunt, and other Caribbean island relatives. She's proud to carry and display to patrons a piece of Grenada, she says.
I've always had a sweet tooth, sorry to say. And I've always wanted to have my own business in the form of a cafe where people would come and network and learn about the food and the culture and whatnot. So that was the main idea behind Aunt Jean's Cream. People come in, I had people come in from Germany, from Alberta, from where have you. And I would show them the spice because I have huge bites of spice and nutmegs and tonka bean and what have you. I have it all in my shop, and I would show them and I would tell them, this is where I'm from. It comes from Grenada.
Her nephew, Angus George, is the operations manager and one of her go-to persons. George says though they have had to make some adjustments due to COVID-19, their reach in terms of service they provide is amazing.
We utilize our social media platforms such as Instagram, Facebook, to not only just communicate with, obviously, the Grenadian population within Canada and Toronto, but also through the diaspora. Definitely make sure that we make it not only just authentic Caribbean cuisine, but give our little piece of the Caribbean, which is Grenada, for our customers to have that experience.
The proud restaurant owner speaks of their winning goal, something she had no prior knowledge of. She says this in itself speaks to the quality of customer service they provide. adding that the recognition brought people to their restaurant that would not normally patronize their eatery.
And so this is the largest paper. We've never really had anything to do with the paper. When I say to do it, we read it, of course, now and again, but we don't know anyone working there. And then they called us out of the blue and said, Angie, congratulations. We had a recent readers poll from our readers across Hamilton and surrounding areas, and your restaurant was voted #1 in the Caribbean category. And so you were a gold winner in the Caribbean category. I was like, get out. I was so happy. It's been, listen, this happened last Thursday. And it's been an amazing roller coaster since then. It did wonders for us.
It is one of the first Caribbean restaurants to group Jamaican parties, common Caribbean dishes such as oxtail meal, curry goat meal, jerk chicken meal, and rotis, together with a full-service ice cream parlor and delicious homemade cakes and ice cream desserts. Aunt Jean Cream Restaurant is one of Hamilton's fastest-rising Caribbean restaurants. Aunt Jean operates her restaurant in Hamilton with her husband and family. Chrislina John, GBN News.
The norm of cruise ship passengers flocking to Grenada's beach is no more, at least for now, as Grenada's cruise ship season reopened on Tuesday, just in time for the winter. Bubble tours to sites where the service providers, such as the tour guides, attraction sites employees are fully vaccinated is the new normal. Several other venues which are usually frequented by cruise passengers are also off the list. Gerard Joseph has the details.
The Craft and Spice Market on Grenada's beach will not be a go-to site for cruise ship passengers, who are also not allowed to enjoy the sea, sun and sand, as the organized tours will avoid venues that are not biosecure. Chairman of the Grenada Tourism Authority, Barry Colmo, says cruise passengers will not be allowed to roam freely and enter through the Esplanade Mall and visit popular areas such as the St. George's Market and craft booths within the town.
The bubbles will guide them as to where they can and cannot go, so they will be directed to the sites that are in fact vaccinated areas.
Colimo, however, notes that they are working to facilitate the fully vaccinated vendors at the Grenada's market.
Yes, we have to be cognizant of the fact that there are regulations and so on, but for the people who have gotten vaccinated and who are compliant, we are going to try to find a way for them to be able to conduct their business. And we are going to work with the others to try to see if we can get them to compliance as quickly as possible.
Tourism Minister Clarice Modeste-Cowan confirms the world-famous beach is not part of the bubble tours for cruise passengers due to the difficulty of controlling the environment.
In other locations, take for example Grande Tang and Annandale, and so it's so much easier to operate a bubble. How do you operate a bubble in Grenada's beach? These other locations do not have as many locals frequenting and so on. So in terms of time scheduling and so, it's easy to do that. I have learned to my bitter experience that you cannot schedule visits to Grenada Beach and say, well, this tour is coming in at such and such a time.
The minister says it will be a shame if cruise passengers came to Grenada shores and one of its most popular attractions, Grenada's Beach, is not on the tour.
I am not contemplating telling Grenadians don't go on the beach.
Thus, she notes the ministry continues to search for a resolution as to how Grenadians can coexist with cruise passengers while maintaining the bubble. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
As becoming the norm, COVID-19 is shifting the way people conduct business, and as such, the newly appointed EU ambassador to Grenada presented her credentials virtually to Governor General Dame Cecile Lagrenade earlier this week. The new ambassador is already promising to give priority to issues such as climate change, strengthening the bilateral relations between the two countries, and focusing on the country's health sector.
I am glad to confirm that Grenada will continue to benefit from EU funding in the health sector. The Pan American Health Organization, through a $500,000 grant approved by the government of Grenada, will be providing technical assistance aiming to strengthen national pharmaceutical supply chain management, improving operational capacities for health emergency risk management and response, and providing technical cooperation to minimize disruptions in the delivery of essential health services in the country. Beyond the development cooperation, Grenada and the European Union remain bound by shared goals and common values.
Grenada, through the Governor General, reconfirmed its commitment to the European Union.
EU countries continues to be Grenada's largest aid partner for development. In addition, citizens of Grenada have been afforded visa-free travel to any of the Schengen area countries for a stay of up to 90 days. This has aided us by reducing the cost of obtaining these visas, as well as the time involved in doing so. On behalf of the government and people of Grenada, I wish to express my gratitude to the European Union for the invaluable assistance rendered to our country and region over the past more than 40 years.
In other news, Child Month 2021 has taken on a different format. The Ministry of Education is encouraging the involvement of religious organizations in the process of spreading the message that children's care and education matter. We get more in this report.
This Child Month, the Ministry of Education is placing emphasis on the challenges children face on a daily basis, and even more now with the presence of COVID-19. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Kevin Andel, says that's why the theme chosen is quite fitting. Children's care and education matter is the theme for this year's observance of Child Month. Let children glow, grow, and flourish.
Theme in itself, children's care and education matters, stem from the whole aspect of the challenges that children are faced with due to COVID-19. There have been reports of increase in neglect, abuse, child abuse, and so forth among children because of the pandemic and its associated activities. That is why the ministry chose this theme, and the committee, the Child Month Committee, believe that we need to focus on child's care, children's care, and education.
Child Month celebration have been shifted to the month of November instead of the usual October month due to the recent increase in COVID-19 cases in Grenada. Given these limitations, P.S. Anders says schools and churches have been engaged to find creative ways that schools can participate in Child Month activities. P.S. Anders says the ministry is using the limitations presented by COVID-19 to create new opportunities for schools and students to participate, and the message be received by the public.
The schools, there will be school-led activities, so every school would examine their unique situation and design activities for their children, their students to participate. For instance, there is one school who decided that it would be a project, a class project, that the children or the students would purchase the burnt orange t-shirts and do the unique design. And that design will be displayed, and the child with the most unique design and would win a prize. We also have the churches on board, and as of Saturday and Sunday, the 13th and the 14th, we'll be having Child Sabbath and Child Sunday. And at those services, a message written by Ryan Chow Chong would be read.
Christina John, GBN News.
And now let's turn our attention to what has been creating a buzz on social media. Rena Perry-Thomas has been looking around the platforms.
We present the news. You analyze the various topics and distill the issues as they unfold. Your distillation points matter, as we're about to highlight them in our Social Buzz Report.
A top official within the Grenada movement does not believe the resignation of Attorney-at-Law James Bristol is a major blow or setback to prospects of the political party. GBN brought this story, and you, our online audience, took to the comments section to air your views. Asher Noel said this here is the typical scenario of the state of Grenada 50 years ago with PRG, with the exact same incompetent political players trying to recycle themselves indeed. From my understanding, this is not even news. If you're old enough to know bad apples put together will rot, especially when they come from the same master tree that has a file on them all. Charles Francois commented, I'm not into politics. I don't believe in any politics or politician, but I'm seeing this outright disrespect for age and elderly. Let's look at the United States, for example. From their president down is elderly. The entire Congress is elderlies. And that's the country we all say is the number one country in the world. That's the country with the number one economy in the world. So is it age or policies? Icon Boss said they don't realize they're not making sense. Who is voting for these aged people? This is not the transformation Grenada wants. We need youthful. We are fed up with these recycled people. And finally, Brenda Bartholomew commented, I don't think age is the problem. Just a huge failure, senior politicians, to read the room and listen to what younger Grenadians are saying, and perhaps read more widely or even take a longer view, i.e. focus harder on what needs to happen now so that conditions will have been transformed in 20 years. The problem is a lack of vision and a failure to use intellect in a smart way. That's a wrap for tonight's Buzz. Continue to share your thoughts and concerns with us on our social media platforms.
It's takeoff mode for the Central Statistical Office as today marks the beginning of house-to-house visit for enumerators to start gathering information for Grenada's population census. You'll hear more in this report from Rena Pear-Thomas.
From Wednesday, 10th November, homeowners in St. Andrew, St. Mark and St. John should expect enumerators coming to their doors as the Central Statistical Office starts the second phase of Grenada's population and housing census. The census, which happens every 10 years, is the official counting of a population of a country and the collection of housing characteristics and housing stocks, as well as the collection of information on selected demographic and socio-economic characteristics of the population. Director of Statistics and Census Officer Halim Prizan says the last-minute requirement of being vaccinated led to a rocky start.
It will be a staggered start because we do not have the full complement of staff as yet, as we had some dropouts from the persons who were trained. So every area would not see an enumerator working in from today. But certainly in the upcoming days, you would see persons coming out in the parish of St. George's and also the other parishes. Karakou we would not do Karakou at this time because we, as I said, in some areas we do not have the full complement of staff.
In the past, people who were not from the statistical office impersonated enumerators, creating a sense of mistrust in some communities. In order to rebuild confidence in the general public, Brizan highlighted some of the key things people should look for to identify authentic enumerators.
Our enumerators will appear wearing a jacket, a reflector jacket with the logo of the Central Statistical Office and also the name of the Central Statistical Office at the back. The logo will be at the front, and also their identification card with the coat of arms and the official census logo, and also with my signature affixed at the back, and at the front, they will have their signature.
The census officer explained that all COVID-19 protocols will be observed by the field officers and encouraged everyone to cooperate in any way they can.
As we collect information that is so critical for national development and national planning, so we are encouraging persons to take full opportunity of being enumerated and being counted. Your information is very, very important to the national decision-making process. It is important for your voices to be heard. This is one of the only opportunities where we would hear from everyone in the country.
Brisson is reminding people seeking employment opportunities that applications are still being accepted for enumerators, with Friday being the deadline. Training for candidates starts on Monday, 15th November. For GBN News.
And now let's take a peek through the GBN eyesore lens.
A good eye captures all. GBN eyesore is brought to you by Clear Vision.
Life is beautiful if only you can see it. Clear Vision Eye Center helps you do just that. We provide expert service, classy eyewear, and cutting-edge technology, all with a quality customer experience. See better, feel better, and look better. Meet us today at clearvisiongrenada.com or call 444-0055, WhatsApp 409-0055, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Clear Vision Eye Center. Let's see life and the world with a clear vision.
Canadian Kevin Alexis, based in the UK, gave some kids a tour around his camp to show them what life in the army is like. He finished his grand tour with a challenging obstacle course.
Yes, Matthew. Grenade, grenade, grenade! Oh!
We thank Kevin Alexis, our eyesore reporter, for this submission. Send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp on 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
Spare your pocket, spare the earth, always act when let you come first. Save energy, save the time. We choose your wattage and we choose your time. When you use appliances, make sure you buy energy efficient every time. Spare your pocket, spare the earth, always act when let you come first. Spare your pocket, spare the earth, always act when let you come first.
State-of-the-art Ultratech gasoline and diesel, available only at Rubis stations.
Are you looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements, or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 418-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Fallage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
A whole new level of convenience and comfort awaits you when you shop at Rise and Shine Supermarket and Hardware Supplies, Griffin Lane, Grenville. Convenient, because we are open Sunday to Sunday. We're even at your service on public holidays. Comfort, because we are easily accessible to the physically challenged. Free Wi-Fi is available while you shop, and bags come at no charge. Everyday low prices and excellent customer care. Adequate parking available. We supply everything you can possibly think of. Family and home supplies, fresh meat, vegetables, and personal care products. All brands of cooking gas at affordable prices. You can send in your order, have it pulled, or pick up express.
Introducing YouTube and TikTok to the Digicel Prime Bundle. Now get 1 GB daily to enjoy more YouTube. Plus 1 GB daily to like more TikTok videos. It's simply more entertainment bundled together. Get a 7-day bundle for $35 in my Digicel. More apps, more data, more fun. Digicel, better together.
You have been waiting on it all year. Now it's your chance to make this Christmas better than ever. Get the extra cash you need with a Make This Christmas Better loan from the GUT Credit Union. Get up to $50,000 to celebrate your Christmas and make your holiday dreams come true. Home improvements, new furniture, a vehicle, debt consolidation, or even a vacation. We can help you get there. Yes, you can. Make this Christmas better with the GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
Eat safe foods after an emergency or disaster. Unsafe foods can make you sick, even if it looks and smells normal. Throw away foods that come into contact with flood waters, have an unusual smell, color, or texture, and foods in damaged, rusted, or swollen cans. A message from the Grenada Food and Nutrition Council in collaboration with the Ministry of Health with support from the Pan American Health Organization.
Once upon a time, we shopped at Wonderland, then Neverland. But we're all grown up now and no longer believe in fairy tales. So now we just shop at Shoes R Us. At Shoes R Us, we stock the latest in shoes, tops, and jeans for the fashion-conscious lady. We also carry colognes and much, much more. And for the modern trendy male, we have the latest brand name shoes and sneakers, Converse, Reebok, Nike, K-Swiss, Puma, and much more. So check us out at our 2 convenient locations, Melville Street in St. George and Ben Jones Street in Granville. At Shoes R Us, we say, come shop with us.
Spare your pocket, spare the earth, always at Grenada, you come first. Save energy, save a dime, we choose your wattage and we choose your time. When you use appliances, we show you buy energy efficient every time. Spare pocket, spare the earth, always at Grenada, you come first. Spare pocket, spare the earth, always at Grenada, you come first.
Are you looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements? Or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 for 18-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Fallage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
Get Ruby Gas. Get cooking. cooking. Rubigas, clean, safe, and reliable LPG is the perfect solution for your commercial and everyday needs. For cooking at home or barbecuing, choose Rubigas LPG cylinders. Available in a variety of sizes from 20 to 100 pound cylinders. Rubigas LPG, clean, safe, reliable. Are you cooking with Rubigas?
Get Rubis, get going.
Of Kenny Lattimore in the morning as we watch the time. The clock makes its way to 24 minutes past the hour. 7:30 workers, if you're not at your station, you're late. And I'll leave that conversation right there. I always say to you, if you have to, whatever time you have to get to work for 7:30, you cannot get to work on 7:30 to start working at 7:30. It can't. It is virtually impossible. Well, until you figure it out, then I need to wonder, why did I get to work an hour before I take up duties? Then I need to talk to Ms. Campbell about that. I'm giving too much hours to the company. But that's just the lighter side of things. Welcome back to Viewers on Television. Those of you that's joining me via YouTube or Facebook, or you're probably joining me on the World Wide Web at www.gbn.gd. For quite some distance last week, we've been talking about a special exercise that's expected to take place today at the General Hospital. It's a scoliosis clinic. It's in partnership with the World Pediatric Project. And this morning, it's my pleasure to invite my guest this morning, who was definitely woken up on the right side of the bed, and she is the executive director of the World Pediatric Project. That's Lauren McIntosh. Lady McIntosh, good morning to you, and how are you?
Pleasant good morning, Joseph. I am doing well. I'm in Grenada, so all is well. You know, I had a warm welcome getting here. It's always great to be in Grenada.
Did they give you something strong on the chest to...
Not as yet. I'm here on work, you know, on business. So nothing strong on the chest.
No. You are preempting what I'm saying. All I meant is that they gave you some nice ginger tea. That's what I have.
And that's how I started my morning off. So I suppose, yes, I did start my trip off that way.
I've got my ginger tea as well, and it is right here. Today is an exciting day for a lot of people. Busy, it's exciting. We've been talking about the last couple of days, that special scoliosis clinic that has been put on by, well, in partnership with your organization, the World Pediatric Project. So before we even delve into what's expected to take place over the next couple of days, WPP, you're the director. What do you do? Tell us about the organization.
So I actually want to say morning to your listeners and viewing audience as well. You know, I don't want to forget them at all. So World Pediatric Project, as you rightly said, I'm the executive director for the Eastern Caribbean. And we offer pediatric critical services, diagnostic and surgical services to children throughout the Eastern Caribbean. And my role is primarily to assist with our program aspect. And when I say the program aspect, in terms of us reaching more children and having more teams come to the region, as well as I also try and do a bit of fundraising efforts as well for the organization throughout the region.
And you've taken under your umbrella a special project, that's Scoliosis Clinic. How long has that project been around? The clinic being you've been offering that service through the clinic.
So WPP has actually been in the Eastern Caribbean for 19 years. We started in St. Vincent in 2002, and then we saw our first Grenadian child in 2007. So we're not a stranger to Grenada necessarily and Grenadian children. Since then, we've seen about over 200 Grenadian children over the years that have received services from WPP. The way we operate is that we have diagnostic clinics. So what we're hosting in Grenada today and for part of the morning tomorrow is a diagnostic scoliosis clinic. And we anticipate that we're going to have about 60 children or so who've reached out to us and who've been referred by various partners on the ground, pediatricians or surgeons. They've referred about 60 children, and we'll see them over the course of the day. And we do have with us our orthopedic surgeon or pediatric orthopedic surgeon, who's Dr. Chester Sharps, and he's with us from Richmond, Virginia in the US. And also my colleague, Mr. Ross Silkman, who is our senior program director for the Eastern Caribbean as well, and he's also from the US. So we have them here. We have Nurse Marva Primus, who is our country representative right here in Grenada, and then we have Dr. Taisha Donald, who's our partner pediatrician. So it really has been, a team effort in terms of us getting back on the ground here in Grenada. What we plan on doing is when we see the children today and tomorrow morning, we will identify if it is that they require surgery and scoliosis. For the benefit of your listening audience and your viewers, it's the curvature of the spine. So if you have like an S-shaped spine or a C-shaped spine, then we would advise if it is you need a brace, if it is you need physical therapy, or if it is that you require surgery. Now, in relation to those who are identified as surgical patients, St. Vincent is the surgical hub for World Pediatric Project in the Eastern Caribbean. So we have surgical teams coming into St. Vincent, and pre-COVID we've had at least 2 scoliosis surgical teams come into St. Vincent and doing 8 to 10 surgeries on that given week on children throughout the Eastern Caribbean. So all of the children who are identified, be it from Grenada, St. Lucia, Dominica, once they're identified for surgery, they would be sent to St. Vincent for surgery with our visiting team. Now, where there's a more complicated surgery, where you have a really, really bad curved spine, and that requires more complex intervention, then that's covered under our U.S. referral program.
But let me just interject here, though, because we're talking about the problem being a different gravity. What exactly the curvature of the spine? What are the implications for that for any individual?
So my background is not medical. Let me make that disclaimer. First and foremost. But usually a lot of our patients, they experience a lot of pain and discomfort as a result of that. And those who have it extreme, there's also a bit of self-esteem issues going on. Because of that, you tend to have an arched appearance.
Right.
So those are just some of the issues that they face.
And I can assume reasonably that everyday mundane things that each you and I find easy to do, for an individual with scoliosis, that becomes almost a daily challenge for them.
Definitely. And our young people tend to be so vibrant, and they want to dance, they want to swim, they want to do so many different activities, and the scoliosis can hinder that. So we just try and detect it as early as possible and sort of pave the path for the next steps for them.
So it isn't a lost cause, because you just hinted early detection can allow them to live a reasonably okay life.
Yes, once we're able to, and again, the orthopedic surgeon would determine whether it is bracing is something that can manage the curve and straighten you out, or if it is you need physical therapy, or if you need surgery. And surgery, it is a complicated surgery, but still, even then, it's not a lost cause. We've had so many all of our surgeries have been successful with scoliosis as well. And I just wanted to state that we provide the surgeries, and the rods that you place in those during the surgeries, they're actually titanium rods that are extremely expensive, but we provide surgeries to children throughout the Eastern Caribbean at no cost to our families.
No, okay, I want to make sure that when you say no cost, that we all understand free.
Free, yes.
That is just that, sometimes when you hear free, it clicks in.
Yes, the surgeries are provided for free to all families throughout the Eastern Caribbean.
So So I would assume you do have a lot of sponsors and donors and other parent organization that feeds into and lend into what you do here.
Yes, we do have fundraising events. One of our main fundraising events is actually an auction, which takes place in the U.S. And we have had support from several donors in Grenada in terms of donating packages from their hotels, their resorts, their villas. And as you raise that, we welcome any new donors on board as well. But we have had support in the past from so many persons in Grenada, and we welcome if it's a 4 or 5 day stay at their resort, which helps us to raise funds to take care of Grenadian children and Eastern Caribbean children.
You expected to see some 60 plus patients today. How does one qualify to be part of the 2-day exercise, diagnostic and clinic?
So we have a referral system in place in all of our partner islands, actually. So what would happen is if you go to, say, your community clinic or your orthopedic surgeon or your pediatrician, and they realize that, yes, you do have scoliosis, then they can refer that patient, whether it is to Nurse Primus or to Dr. Donald, and then they will pass on that referral to WPP, and then we would say, okay, yes, this person should come to our clinic. Can we get images done, whether it's x-rays or anything that needs to be done, and you bring that with you, and then you end up being scheduled an appointment and you come to our clinic.
You said 60. Is there still room for persons to try to be part of the 2-day session?
Yes, but again, you have to go through ideally, it would be good if you go through the referral process. If it is that you do have severe scoliosis, then please reach out to us and let us know. We do have social media handle, which is WPP Caribbean. Otherwise, you can reach out to Nurse Primus or Dr. Donald. And Joseph, I also wanted to just state that it's, we're doing a scoliosis clinic here, but that is not the extent of all of the services that WPP provides regionally. We do offer other diagnostic and surgical areas as well.
Nice. 2 days or more than 60 patients, aged young individual children, up to the age of 21, that is?
Yes, that's correct. And for the most part, for scoliosis, we tend to see a lot of teenagers. That's when you usually detect that.
It seems it's a very expensive process, depending on what stage you're at. You did say it is all free, that you raise funds and everything. So take me through so that at least persons that's out there, let's say, even if they may not get the opportunity today, but let's say they have to travel. What is free? Accommodations, what would the patient be expected to cover? And tell me, what is it you would cover?
Right. So if a patient is identified as a surgical patient and they have to go to St. Vincent for one of our visiting teams there with the medical volunteers, then this surgery is of no cost. It's free, as you like to say, to the family. Now, what we ask the families to cover, and sometimes they do their own little fundraising events as well, but that would be their accommodation as well as the airfare, and obviously meals while they're there as well. Now, I know that we're in the midst of a pandemic, and obviously for all families, it's also beneficial for you to get vaccinated if possible. Because then your quarantine time in St. Vincent will be reduced significantly.
Right. And
yes, and all of our medical volunteers are fully vaccinated as well.
Extreme cases, it would be referred to the U.S.
The U.S.
And then there's a need for visas and all of that. I'm assuming the organization would assist in terms of ensuring that you limit any delay time and ensuring that the patient gets the necessary documentation for travel?
Yes, so we assist with the visa application process. Again, the onus of that is on the family, but the travel to the U.S. is covered by WPP as well. When it comes to U.S., as well as the accommodation while in the U.S. We cover accommodation and meals for the families while in the U.S. But we do provide supporting documentation when you have to go to Barbados or if you're able to renew it here for your visa.
I mean, it's important that we highlight the fact that the majority of your work this is all volunteerism. And certainly there's always an appeal for corporate entities, not just here in Grenada, but across the region and across the world, to pour into what you do. That's quite critical.
Yes, of course. In St. Vincent, which is where I am based because that's where the hub is, we've done a few fundraising efforts on the ground there, and we also get support from the business community. So I would implore and encourage the business community in Grenada to support WPP as much as they can. I've said before, we've been here since 2007 providing services to Grenadian children, and we do have a value. Although we don't charge for the surgeries, we do have a value in excess of 42 million EC dollars in services that has been provided to Grenadian children alone. And that's not even the Eastern Caribbean. That's just in Grenada. We provided 42 million EC dollars in services.
That's definitely telling. McIntosh, we're in COVID-19, it is an ever-present threat, and I know today's exercise would be the COVID-19 protocols would guide what you do. What can patients expect when they come to the clinic today?
So we will be observing and adhering to all COVID-19 protocols. We have scheduled appointments for our families to ensure that at no point in time there'll be overcrowding of the clinic space, in addition to implementing hand sanitizing stations, temperature checks, and ensuring physical and social distancing throughout it. And like I said, all of our volunteers and our team certainly here is fully vaccinated.
So no one should be worried as to what the conditions that they are going to be exposed to. 2 days, I guess whatever happens on the day one, the schedule is fully balanced, and I guess the patients they were notified in advance as to the scheduling, so there's no guessing in it.
Not at all. So yes, we have identified appointments for the various families. They know their images have to be taken, they have to get x-rays done, and they will hopefully be there on time, and everything will flow smoothly today.
They were also expected to come in hand with their weight and heights as well.
That's correct. Because that helps us if it is the person is identified as a surgical patient. Then when it comes to the anesthesia part of things, it's important that we have that information at hand as well. And for all records, because we do like to have a complete database of our families and ensure that we have follow-up. Even if we do surgeries on a particular child, we still follow up for years on end. And we have wonderful partners on the ground, be it in Grenada, in St. Lucia, Dominica, who ensure that they follow up and they communicate with us as well.
You spent quite a bit of invested quite a bit in Grenada. I'm assuming there's a lot of stories that young people here that we can identify, of the success stories that young people can tell, that this is how my life was before and after with scoliosis, and the support that they've gotten from WPP.
Yes, we do have patients, but it's interesting that you would note that as well, Joseph, because there's a young man now who's a burn patient at the hospital, and I don't know if, I think it's affiliated with the Guy Fawkes tradition, where you have the bamboo joints and all of that, where you bust the bamboo, as we say it in St. Vincent. I'm not sure what it's called here.
Yes.
But yes, he receives severe burns, 50%, I understand, second and third degree burns. And WPP has accepted that case, and he's going to be flown out tomorrow directly to the U.S., to one of our partner hospitals in the U.S., where he will receive, first-class treatment. And we're just happy that we were able, our partners here, Dr. Donald, reached out to us to see how best WPP can assist. And we just put things in place and got the visa expedited for him and his guardian. And he's off tomorrow to the U.S. And again, they're not incurring any cost for this.
Well, that is in fact good news, and it even allows us to interject here to remind parents and even children of the danger of that which may seem to be an innocent pastime activity. Certainly, I've never done it in my life. I've heard about it. I was probably always too scared to try these kind of things. I didn't know. And while it may have the fun side to it, certainly there is a risk factor that parents really, really need to consider. But I'm just really happy that the WPP, and it only highlights what you intimated initially, that it's pediatric support, so it's not just about scoliosis. Maybe you can just take the last two minutes or so just to highlight some of the other areas that you actually lend support to.
Certainly. So our other specialties include general orthopedics. So, if you have bow legs, extreme bow legs, which can be quite common in the Caribbean as well, or any sort of bone deformities, we assist with that. Then we do plastic surgery, but not cosmetic plastic surgery. It's more so reconstructive plastic surgery. We also help with general surgery, neurosurgery, urology, and a few other areas as well. But those, ophthalmology, so eyes as well. Those are the main areas.
You guys are doing a really, really, really phenomenal job. And when you talk about a philanthropic agency organization, indeed, that's what you are. And we say hats off to you, kudos to you. And I really, really appreciate the team. And so most of the team members, are they volunteers?
Yes, so we do have WPP staff, but all of our team members, being the doctors, they are all volunteers from the best hospitals in the U.S., and they're pediatric surgeons, so they've been trained primarily just to cater to children.
Trained professionals that's doing a really, 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 really timeless job. Lady Lauren McIntosh, Executive Director for the Eastern Caribbean of the World Pediatric Project. We say thank you, and I do hope you enjoy the rest of the day. You get something stronger in your chest. Don't stay hungry today. And I wish you some great success stories as you go through the next 2 days, and you continue the really great job that you're doing across the Eastern Caribbean. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me, Joseph. And I just want to also extend our gratitude to the Ministry of Health and all of our partners on the ground here in Grenada, as well as all of our families who entrust us with their children. So thank you, and have a wonderful day as well.
All the best to you. Lauren McIntosh, Executive Director of the World Pediatric Project, and she's a representative for the Eastern Caribbean. Thank you. All the best. You have a great day.
Thank you.
We'll take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back right here on Classic in the Morning Time. GBN Television News at 7, a pulse on all things Grenadian. Look out for our new features through expanded synergies with our media partners in Barbados, St. Lucia, Jamaica, Trinidad, and beyond. Capturing the latest in news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Credible, informative. Thank you for making us number one. News at 7, live, Monday to Friday on GBN Television, Channel 7 and 11. K105.5 and 105.9, Hot 98.5 and 98.7, GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel, and www.gbn.gd. GBN, with you anywhere and everywhere.
This the season, Grenada, and all the action is happening on GBN. It's a mid-morning show like no other, with shopping deals, giveaways, karaoke fun, Christmas recipes, and a whole lot more. This the season for caring, sharing, and reaching out to those in need. This the season. Weekdays from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on GBN Television, Classic Radio, and GBN's Facebook and YouTube pages. Promotion runs from November 8th to December 31st. Stay tuned to this station for more info.
Tis the Season is made possible by Ace Hardware, Kittens Healthcare, Grenada Tourism Authority, The Country Cold Store, Grenada Paper Products, and Sissons Paints.
Looking for that injection of vibes and energy, of course? Well, I've got just that. Hi, my name is Gary Mr. Smooth, and I'm inviting you to join me on the Hot Morning Show on Hot 98.5, 98.7 FM. Weekdays, Monday to Friday, 6 to 10 in the morning. I've got a healthy dose of your favorite and most infectious hits sampled with information, news, laughter, and all the other ingredients that go into making the hottest morning show on the radio. The Morning Heat. And while you're at it, don't forget to hit us up on WhatsApp, 435-7517. We've got topics, we've got discussions, calls, voice notes, and so much more. But I can't tell you everything. You gotta tune in. The Hot Morning Show on Hot FM 98.5, 98.7 with yours truly, Gary Mr. Smooth. Kaboom!
Welcome back. 10 minutes on to the hour in the morning time. We are on the just get ready to wrap the program, this morning's program. But reminding you that if you do have a need and you have, for some reason, you need to see any of the doctors that's attending that clinic, it's a 2-day scoliosis clinic that is on today at the General Hospital, and it's in collaboration with WPP, that's the World Pediatric Project, and certainly you really say hats off to them for a really remarkable job that they're doing. I mean, you look at an investment of more than $42 million in Grenada alone, not even talking about the rest of the Eastern Caribbean, and certainly There are really some good people, some good organizations in this world, not notwithstanding what many may think that the world has been reduced to, certainly, but we say hats off to them. Remind you folks, as you go through the day, that the Fisheries Division, they continue in their inspection and licensing exercise today, and today that's the Thursday 11th. They're inside of Waltham, that's at the Waltham Bay, and that's from 10 a.m. to 1. So today that's where they are located today. Tomorrow they move to Duquesne. Duquesne, and that is from the same time, from 10 until 1. So check it out, because remember, you need to, not if, but maybe, or perhaps, failure to register to be inspected, failure to have your license renewed, it means you won't be able to apply your trade. Small registration fee depends on the size of your vessel, either between $5 and $15. Trust me, for what you returns you get from it, I think that is just a really a minuscule amount even to ask. You probably should give them more either way. Yes, so that's what's happening today. Go out and do your due. Again, remind you, COVID-19, and for some reason, I don't know if there's anybody out there that can help me, but I have not seen a COVID dashboard anywhere. I've checked some of the principal places that I would normally get it. I didn't get it in my inbox. I don't know if there's anybody out there that probably have access to it. Maybe one wasn't done, but what I do know from yesterday, we had 0 cases from... Today's Thursday, right? So yesterday there was 0 cases from the day before. I'm not sure whether or not what's the findings from yesterday, but either way, we know the numbers. They've been reduced to a really minuscule amount. We've had the curve has literally, he hasn't flattened. It has almost disappeared. But do not be deceived that as fast as you remember where we were a couple of months ago, we were smooth sailing, and then we didn't let our guards down. We threw it away, and then what happened? Folks, we need, as best as possible, to manage our situation. Each and every one of us taking responsibility for our own action. 8 minutes onto the hour as you leave, whether you head to Downtown St. George, you're sending the kids off to school. Reminding you, the protocol is in full effect. Wearing of the mask, you always want to do that. Sanitize as you go through, and I encourage everybody, you are allowed to be selfish for once in your life. Be selfish and just do what you say that you have to do. Folks, this is as far as I can take you for now. Reminding you at the top of the hour, it's going to be a bulletin of news from the BBC. At 9 o'clock, I will return to the point. Today we have officers from the Royal Grenada Police Force, should be from the Traffic Department. They'll be on to the point to have that conversation, and so you too can be part of that that program. And later on in the morning, 'tis the season. Yes, that's where we really light it up. We really light it up. Sweet Parang in studio today. You don't want to miss it. Until then, folks, so long to you. We say goodbye to those of you that's on social media. It's always a pleasure having you on every morning, and certainly as you continue to along this journey with Classic in the Morning Time and GBN Television, Channel 7, Channel 11, and Channel 20. So long, everybody. JC loves you. Continue to do what you have to do. I leave you for now, but I definitely will be back.